Hello family, friends, followers, and guests. Thank you for dropping in for just a quick minute. I've rearranged my office. I have a different chair and I'm leaning back. I'm comfortable. Just a short note about a comment I saw on Fox News about Richard Trumpka, the AFL-CIO president. In 1982, he was the president of the UMWA, United Mine Workers of America. I sent him a letter before the mine fire on December 19th, 1984. I sent him a letter basically telling that fire was going to happen, how it was going to happen, why it was going to happen. And he was in a position and had the power to take the necessary steps to see to it that it didn't happen. He did not do that. I've never made that information public. If you go to the Senate Hearings Committee on that, you'll find that the union gave their presentation, typical of a union, and it was all management's fault. And management gave their interpretation of the whole thing, and it was all the union's fault. But the bottom line, there was a combination of players in that, and one of them was the United Mine Workers of America. And I realized at that time that no one really wanted to hear my story, and because of the power of the union and some things that I had seen happen, I was reluctant to say anything. Richard Trumpka rose through the ranks, and after the murder of 27 people, from my perspective, the murder of 27 people, 26 men and 1 woman underground in the WILBERG coal mine fire on that December 19th, the news presents Trumpka as a money and power grabber. I've never been disillusioned by him. I've never been disillusioned by the union. I would love to tell that story, but I've gotten to a point in my life. I've actually written it 4 times, and it's an interesting story. The first time it sounded like a high schooler, and the second time it sounded like somebody who just merely had an axe to grind. The third time it sounded like somebody who had a little bit of education but was emotionally invested, strongly invested in it, and perhaps had lost a little bit of perspective. A lot of time has passed. I've had families contact me and want information. I have a file that has it all written down, and I've shared that file with some friends, literally in the fear that I could be the beneficiary of a union visit. So, but I've never done anything with it. I probably won't. I'll tell you this, what I know about unions. I've belonged to 2 unions, and on a personal level, I've been screwed hard by them, really hard. In spite of that, I think there's a place and a value in unions, and that is for the safety of its workers. Unfortunately, what the union does, what the men and women of the union do, is they put people into place to represent them. And so what they have is a power structure that's interested in power, not in the people, negotiating with another power structure that's interested in power and not in the job they do. How much of the money, how much of the pie can we keep? How much of the money, the pie, can we get out of our people? For power, for power. It'll be interesting to see if anything flows out of this. I'm waiting to see. I hope you all have a great week. I hope the pandemic does not impact your life, and if it has, I strongly suggest that you research the science surrounding the COVID, and in that you take a serious look at the interests of the digital monolith that controls the information, and ask yourself why they won't let you have all of the information, because you can find it. It's out there. It's just not on Facebook, not on Google, except for through search engines on the internet. So good luck with all of that. Have a great one. Make it so.